Look, it's Hokuto no Ken. Thother. I know who Rao is. I don't know who Thother is. Hell yes. I don't know what's going on. This is probably a great game. Wow, this Rao can't do anything. I feel like this would probably be non-canon, right? I feel like Rao is like the second most powerful character in the whole body of work. Bro, that was a drive rush. Bro's doing dive rushes. What is going on? That was Space Stone. Space Storm, rather. Bro's got Space Storm. Both these characters look busted as fuck. That's a big horse. Bro, it said final battle, destroy the destiny. Decide the destiny, I mean. It's kind of sick. What was that? Was Arxis? I see it. It looks a lot like old Guilty Gear, actually. He wall bounced like 3 times, 4, 5, 6 times? What is going on here? Whoa, they just cut away? It was already done? Ray. Isn't he one of the brothers? I'm not like a Fist of the North Star lore expert. I've only seen like a couple episodes ever. It's like Rao and Ray and Kenshiro and some other guy. Only 10 characters in this game. Some guy was really like, what if we took Mad Max and added Kung Fu? And I gotta say, I really respect that. That's probably one of the best ideas a human's ever had. Mad Max plus Kung Fu. Someone was really watching Mad Max and thinking there's not enough Kung Fu in it. And he was right. No, they still decide the destiny on round 2. JGBA the show or JGBA the anime? I mean the manga? Or JGBA the first game or JGBA the second game? Or dare I say it, the third? And when I say first, second, and third, I'm referring to Heritage of the Future and All-Star Battle. And Eyes of Heaven or whatever it's called. I am fully caught up with JoJo, except I think they just started releasing Part 7, and I've seen none of that. Part 7's my favorite. Well, it was my favorite part of the manga. But now I guess 8 might be. 8 was damn good. My favorite part about 8 is there was no inconsequential villain at any point. Every single villain significantly advanced the story. And that's a big achievement. There's like no villain of the week at all. Eight has a lot of just really badass moments too. A lot of really funny moments as well. Every villain comes with like a revelation or like changes the status quo in some way in part 8. It's pretty cool. It might not be all of them, but it's a lot of them. Part 4, but worse? It's definitely different from part 4. Being in Morio is not enough to make it part 4. And I understand why someone would like part 4 a lot, because it is really different. What is bro doing? Again, it just cut away super fast. I was a bit surprised by the ending of part 8 originally. I guess I didn't understand what the objective was for a little bit. The fundamental premise of part 8 is that Josuke's trying to figure out who he is. And if you look at it in that frame, it's a very nice and cohesive story. I mean, obviously he's trying to protect the people around him too. They go in here to an infinite or something. Okay, I've seen enough of this game. We got it. How about some of this? Look, it's a Len. Half Moon Len. And what's his name? Nero Chaos or whatever. I like Len. This game is quite fun to play. The combos feel good to hit. And it's very movement oriented. It feels a little bit like a Darkstalkers 4. It's also a very stylish game. Just ending combos and throw like that is really fun. Neko. I don't know, maybe. That is not easy, is it? The little bell noises on Len's attacks are really cute. This guy's not actually using Len's projectiles very much. Supers aren't very good in this game. They're usually just like EX moves, and they're not much better than the regular move. In most fighting games, I feel like your fundamental objective is to land supers. And in this game, it's kind of like an afterthought. Like, if you end a combo in a super instead of just ending with your normal sequence, it barely adds damage. The objective of this fighting game is to have a good time. Sick. We got a Shiki. Nanaya. I feel like if I made a fighting game, it would be like this, but way worse. I've talked about it before, but if I made a fighting game, I would try and make a game with only 3 characters. And I would give them an ass ton of normals each. You don't even want to know how many normals there would be. There would be regular sized person and small person and large person. Those would be the 3 characters. Probably not. I was never making a fighting game. I am making a game, but it's not a fighting game. I'd have a bunch of normal. I would have like 4 buttons, I think, and I would have normals on like every direction plus button. And a lot of them would be references to like normals from fighting games. Like small person would probably have like a Ibuki slide or something. Watch some Virtua Fighter 5. No. This is a stream where we watch old fighting games. Oh no, I just realized Virtua Fighter 5 is probably really old now. I read Cheese to Meet You and I pictured Mauschly. This game is stupid. Let's watch this game. Heavy D? That sounds cool. Big Heavy D fan here. Aw, that's not Heavy D. That's just a regular old top tier team. Whoa, there's a Billy. And a Rio. That's kind of cool. And a Clark. Was that Clark? I think that was Clark. That's a cool team on the right. Left team is like all the tryhards. Is Kyo good in this game? Yes, he's like a top tier. I think Iori's top tier. I don't remember if Daimon is top tier. He might be. I think both versions of Chris are top tier. I think Yashiro is top tier. At least one of them, maybe both. Did I already say Iori? Kyo and Chizuru, all the clan leaders. Is Vanilla the most competitively played version of this game of 98? Yeah. Well, it was. I imagine it still is, especially because of online play. Because of like, you know, Fightcade and stuff. Daimon number 1. Daimon is kind of notable for being broken in almost every game he's in. Did it not show Clark's last name on there? It's kind of funny. Clark has the last name. Yo, air throw him. Clark is kind of hype in this game. And also in every other King of Fighters game. Clark is just kind of hype in general. Clark Clarkson, he's Clark Still. Or perhaps Clark Steele. I don't know how you pronounce it. Didn't that happen during, let me remember the story before I start telling it. They're fun to watch. Imagine just having a meaty low B and then being able to link it into command grab. He's Ralph Jones. I wonder if Chris has the last name. I actually have no clue. Neat. Billy's a character archetype you don't see too much anymore. Chris Orochi. Seems good. It is Chris that turns into Orochi for what it's worth. If you play the game, Orochi is using Chris's body. Specifically. Shermie is, I mean not Shermie, Chizuru is stupid in this game. Billy Khan, because he uses a cane as a weapon. Boom. Elbow dropper. Is he full HP? He's close. Probably not all the way. Yeah. That's true. He can make the stick explode. Hell yes. Hell yes. Do you guys want some fun lore? Clark wears the hat and shades because he has a scar on his face that he's shy about. This is clearly a reference to Kakyoin from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. The worst in this game? Shit, I don't know. When I play fighting games, I'm usually thinking about who's the best. It's a curious question, I don't know. I think people used to always say that Lucky D sucked. So it might be him. I mean, Lucky D, Lucky. Combined Lucky with Heavy D. The basketball fella. Heavy D's pretty good, I think. Brian is, I think, not considered to be that good, but very quirky. Me? I wouldn't be surprised if either Troy or Chin is bad. I don't know which, though. Usually one of them is bottom tier, I think. In most games where they're present. I remember one time someone came in during one of our like streams of this game and was like, "Hey, did you guys know that Chizuru's like shadow effects are because the national treasure that she's supposed to represent is the Yata mirror or something like that, and because she's got a mirror as her like theme, she gets like, clone attacks. And literally everyone was like, holy shit. No, I didn't know that. Billy's towards A is so freaking good. Oh, look at it. Chris is really goofy. His normals are so freaking good. And both the normal and Orochi versions have the same set of normals. He's really got everything you could ever want. You got this. You got like 3 command normals. You have like the combo command normal. You've got like an overhead, that thing. And then you've got like a slide too. He's got a great variety between them and all his like regular normals too. That all have good synergy with his special moves. I love how Junie Chris's design is with the holding the fire. It might be the most edgy design I've ever seen in a game, and I've played Shadow the Hedgehog. I think it's enhanced in some way if he's in extra mode. But I don't remember what actually causes the difference or how it works. Shinde kudasai. That means please die. That's your Japanese lesson for today. Yes! Q. Oh, there's the heavy D. However good that you're used to jump down C being, it's even better in this game. Jump down C in this game is crazy. They gave Kyo the god normal. They gave him like an air normal with like an hour of block stun. There it is. That also crosses up. He can like true block string a late one into an early one. Jump down C, jump down C. Oh, go into time? Nope. I never really thought about how funny the exclamation point is for being there. Bro's playing Chin. Chin has a really funny kit. Oh, I never mentioned the story about the last names when we were talking about that. I was thinking about it. I think Salvatore like did commentary, right, of City of the Wolves when that game was like new. He like went to like some like SNK events and was a celebrity there. I mean, he's a celebrity anywhere he goes, but you know. Anyway, he like knew all the characters' names, like full names. And people were like, holy shit. Actual legitimate fan. The amount of effort that went into Ronaldo versus the amount of effort that went into Salvatore is really funny. Oh, bro, activated. Oh, the assist. I don't know the mechanics of that to this day. I think it's tied in some way to the way the characters feel about each other. One of the most esoteric mechanics I've seen in a fighting game. Cool gamer fact. They all got powers based on Team Japan. The Orochi team, that is. Yashiro gets Daimon's super strength. Shermie gets Benimaru's electricity. And Chris gets Kyo's fire. I love this stage. I played Heavy D in this game. He's got some cool stuff. He's got like a little move that enhances his next special move that he uses. His combo routes are really good. Oh, that combo's. He can get like much longer combos than most characters in this game. I don't remember that. It's actually a running gag in KOF that a lot of each new villainous team steals the invites from Team USA Sports. My. I find that to be a very funny gag. Like, USA Sports are invited to every single KOF tournament, and they just always get their invites stolen. Oh, drop the confirm. Takuma. You don't see him a whole lot in this game. He's kind of hype. I forget if he has two versions. There's like 7 characters in this game who have alternate versions if you hold start when picking them. One of them is Rugal. Prohibito Jugar's con Rugal, something like that. Jugar. How does super work? Like super moves? I think that was this game. I think that was 98. You have 3 super meters, and then later 4 and 5, I think, on your later characters. I think it still works like that in this game. And you can spend a super meter to do a super, but you can't do normal special super. You have to go straight from normals, and the combo routes are not great in this game. So some characters can confirm supers pretty easily, and other characters have a really hard time with it. And then you can also spend a super meter doing a guard cancel roller or a guard cancel blowback. And then also you can spend a super activating And then while you're activated, you do more damage and you take less damage. And then if you use a super while activated, the super does more damage and has a new animation. Generally speaking, it's a little hard to use meter for things other than the guard cancel rolls or guard cancel blowbacks in this game. Yeah, you can't activate mid-combo, though. EX meter I'm a little bit less clear on. You can, like, hold 2 buttons to slowly fill it. And then I think you have infinite meter when you're below a certain amount of health or something. Or is that not this game? I don't remember. People only pick advanced, generally speaking. It's very rare someone picks extra. Anyway, now they can hold up to 4 bars because they're the second character. Reversal supers are still a thing. A lot of supers are still invincible. But confirming supers is difficult. There's a guard cancel blowback. There's a guard cancel roll, and also a super. These are all things that cost meter. Neither of them jumped in to save Kyo. Bad friends. I guess both these characters canonically hate Kyo. AG or whatever his name is jumping in there. Is that a custom intro? Bro did the whole Rekka. Hell yeah, strip him out. What can he do? Roll? It didn't even do any chip. Also, we got killed by a guard cancel blowback, which is hilarious. The fact that those even do damage is kind of funny. The fact that you can kill with them is even funnier. At this time, he's been a rival to Kyo, like, from the start. It's funny to remember that Iori actually wasn't in KOF 94. He debuted in 95. He's been here almost since the beginning. 94 is a pretty janky game. You have to pick an entire team. It's not enough to pick a character. So if you want to play Clark, you better get used to the fact that you're going to be playing Ralph and Hydern too. I don't think so. Occasionally, if there's an existential threat, they'll work together. Particularly whenever Chizuru shows up. And it's been implied that Iori kind of likes antagonizing Kyo. I can't imagine Kyo likes Iori at all, though. Damn, that was Athena's air throw. Psycho Saw. I made a tweet about Athena recently. I said if Athena can double reverse half circle a hop. Oh, she just did it. Then you can DP that jump. Athena has a very, very awkward super motion. It's double half circle back. But it's invincible with a pretty decent hitbox. And you can anti-air with it. But anti-airing with it is very difficult because, you know, the motion is so long. But Athena players still find a way. Damn. Was it an actual tweet? Because I no longer have a Twitter. Oh, bro activated. Bro's dizzy. Oh, it's a skeet. You did the right thing. Wow, this video is nearly over. We almost watched all of it. So when Ryo activates, that super will instantly dizzy the opponent. It's a fun mechanic. It's coming up in other KOF games as well. It's a mature. Do you guys want some fun mature lore? Mature is canonically bisexual. There it is. That's your fun mature lore for the day. Cool. Mechas are kind of good in games like this. I don't know about Vice. I don't think so for Vice. Blue Sky has a lot less bots on it. Because of that, I get a lot less engagement. I think it's also just a lot smaller. It's okay. It's not amazing. I feel like a lot of the posts on there are just about how great liftism is. And I personally am a dirty lib. But I think it's a bit much. It's like, I know, that's why I'm here. We don't have to talk about it all the time. We could just shitpost too. It doesn't have the problem that Twitter eventually got once Musk bought it, where engaging with anything kind of becomes impossible. Because the top replies of every single post are just bot replies by people paying for Twitter. You would see a post, and then there would be no discussion about the post in the comments of the post, because it would all just be other posts that would also be engagement farming. It was just engagement farming all the way down. You would click on the thing because it would be engagement farming, and you would want to make a particular comment because all of the videos that did well were ones that would make you want to make a particular comment. But then when you look at the comments to see whether someone made the comment, they're all just also posting engagement farming stuff. A little soy and a lot of unsolicited furry porn. That's a funny description. I have no doubt whatsoever that particular kinds of posts are advanced on Twitter. It's a Robert. It's a Kenso. I like Kenso. Near the end of Twitter, I started seeing a lot of like genuine, actual Nazi posts, which got me to get rid of it. Like, it's one thing if I see a Nazi post. I don't love that. I would prefer not to see Nazi posts. But when I open up the comments and it's not full of people, like, attacking the Nazi post for being a Nazi post, I'm like I'm in enemy territory. And I'm not talking about, like, oh, I don't like them, so they're Nazis kind of stuff. I mean, like, actual, like, white supremacy. Current Twitter has a it's big because it's big kind of situation going on. But I wouldn't be surprised at all if over half the users are bots at this point. That was the impression I got using it. Whoa, Rio with the save. I never see Joe in this game. I don't know a thing about him. Joe has such a weird reputation in more modern KOF games. Yo, it's a Chin. I mean a Choi. Did you know this character's hat and clawed gloves are a reference to horror villain Freddy Krueger? And by that I mean, who would not know that? Oh, that's true. There was a Chin on the party too. And a Blue Mary even. This is the character archetype that's fallen by the wayside, and thank fucking God. Absolutely no one likes this kind of character. In the first Nightmare on Elm Street, he's not Freddy, he's just Fred. Isn't that kind of funny? I liked him more in that movie than all the later ones, and I think I'm in the minority there. A lot of people like him when he's kind of being smarmy. but I liked him when he was a little bit more menacing. That looked like a punish almost. I really love that scene in the first Nightmare, where Freddy's walking down the hallway in the dark and his arms stretched to reach either side of the hallway. That's like such an eerie scene. There's nothing like that in any of the future movies. Worst UI in a fighting game. It wasn't a UI per se, but I really hated KF12 zooming. I can only think of UIs I like. 12 was such a downgrade. 13 was so great. Wow, we watched all of that one. How about some of this? It's not aligned properly. Was the last one not aligned properly? Alright, I guess I'll fix it up. Less I. Alright, if I do this, seems to be it. Look, it's Kane or Heinlein. I like him. That's good enough. Look, it's Kevin Ryan. I think he's top 1 in this game. Look at him build his meter. Why can he do that? Goofy ass character. He's really dumb. Kane has Aura's Super 2. Bobson Dugnut. Is that one of those names from that one, like, a Super Nintendo baseball game or whatever it was? American names by someone who has never met an American. I remember seeing that page, and he kind of came up with some fire. That was like AI before AI. It was incredible because he really didn't have a single hit at all. He had an entire page of misses. Some of them would be really aggressively bad, and some of them would be very subtly bad. Mike Truck feels like a real name, but even it's just a little off. I think both Terry and Rock are not great characters. I think they're both low-ish tier, and that's a shame because I think a lot of people playing this game are either going to play Terry or Rock. It was very pure. Todd Gonzalez. See, that's close. Everything was close, but then just a little bit off. Insanely bad, but also incredibly popular. Dead Strike has some characters like that. Hugo. Q. I recently got true ending in this game for the first time. You have to like go the entire game without dying. And then in the second fight with Kane, he has like a full top bar, like his entire HP is top. He might have infinite meter too, I don't remember. It's broken. It's really difficult. This is a pretty hard game. I think this Kim is pretty good. Dong Hwan. I don't remember if he's the better of the two. I think he is. And I think they're both decently strong. Grant is super good. I think Grant is like up there with Kevin. It's like top two in the game. I think what's his name? Tizak is ass. I think Hotaru and Gato are pretty good. I don't remember. Bottom tier popular characters. It's an interesting question, isn't it? That would make a good video. Bottom tier characters in fighting games that are quite popular. If I was trying to grow a viral YouTube channel, I would make videos like that. All those just defense to get his HP back. This game is so smooth looking. It's quite smooth to play too. It's a little stiff. Yeah, I was picturing played, not known. Icebergs. I've had a third strike iceberg in the tank forever. There are certain things where I legit don't know though. Like third strike has 3 versions, and 2 of them see play, and I don't know a damn thing about the other one. There's like the 552 ROM, and then like the 608 ROM, and then there's like a random third ROM. And I don't know how it's different from the other two. Third strike has some really quirky stuff. My favorite's the Doraemon. That is very quirky. If you don't know, in the background of Gil's stage, beneath the background layer, there is a Doraemon sprite. And you can only see it by removing the layer from the background. It's also like pretty high up, so you have to like scroll the screen up. If you Google search Third Strike Doraemon, you might be able to find it. Let me try Google searching it and see what I find. Load-bearing Doraemon. The first guy who ever programmed anything in the game put it there, and every time they've tried to delete it. Doesn't TF2 have something like that? I think there's like a PNG of a coconut in TF2 or something, and if you delete it, the game won't run. A load-bearing coconut. Yeah, if you Google search the Doraemon, you can see it. If you do Third Strike Doraemon. It's not real. Oh. Goku and Strive. Bless. I think it was GTA San Andreas that shipped with a fully programmed in porn game. Like porn mini game in the game's code. And you couldn't access it through normal means. But there was a mod released for it, the Hot Coffee mod, yeah. And I think they ESRB retroactively went back and gave the game like a NC-17 or whatever. Because it existed on the game's code even if it wasn't accessible. Very quirky. I think, I don't know the full details on it. It's been a long time since I've thought about it. There was like I think it was PS2. There was like a PS2 game called The Guy Game. And it was like a porn game, I think. I don't actually know what it was on. It might have been Xbox. Yeah. And it has a bunch of like it's like a guy, I don't know what the gameplay's like. I don't know. It's got like a guy in it and a bunch of girls. And I think it has like lewd. It's got like photos of the characters in the game that you can unlock as you play or something like that. The Guy Game, PS2, Xbox. It's a quiz game. Okay, he looked like a quizzer, the guy. And I guess if you do well in the quizzes, you get what's basically porn. But one retroactively fucked up thing about the game, but a little bit funny that it happened, is that one of the girls in the game lied about her age. And she was like 17 when the game was made. And so, like, this game, like, fully got shipped and distributed and all that. Oh, Scott the Woz has covered it. But it's, like, legally child porn. Retro Studio? That Retro Studio? Surely not. Can't believe that happened. This really is the yellow Ken. No, it's the yellow. The yellow Ken is playing Kane. The Kane's the one who's killing it. Guard Crush. I was a big fan of the game Postal 2. I think that game got a really high rating by the ESRB. I don't know what it was, or maybe it was never rated by the ESRB. It is peak. I've tried to show people that game before, and sometimes they're like, oh my god, this is peak, and then sometimes they're like, this is fucked up, why would anyone like this? I like hit a woman's head off with a shovel and then I peed on it. My friend sitting behind me was like, why would anyone want to play this? I was like, you don't get it. I've never actually played Postal. I watched footage of it on YouTube once. It's like a 2D isometric kind of thing, isn't it? I think it was played seriously too, wasn't it? Postal 2 is comedic. Not too long ago, I finally rolled around to playing Apocalypse Weekend. It's pretty damn good. It's not as good as the base game, but it's got its own appeal. Wasn't the first Guilty Gear serious? Or like it took itself more seriously than all the later games do? I find it funny when stuff like that happens. Games just abruptly become self-aware. No. Is that like the recent development in Postal 2? I know that had like another update. What's his name? Faust. Dr. Baldhead in the first Guilty Gear was like a character out of... Whoa. He was like a character out of Thrill Kill. And then compare that to like Faust now. Thrill Kill is another game that's funny to remember that it exists. I just meant lore. I think there's literally a character in Thrill Kill who has like Baldhead's lore. Thrill Kill. Thrill Kill was like a PS1 arena fighting game that was never released. It was like finished, and then the company decided that it was just too shit. It was not a good game, and it was a very controversial game. And they just chose not to release it. And then, I think the company was like a little annoyed by that. The workers, the individual workers at the company, were like disillusioned by that, and they ended up just leaking it themselves or something. So it was never officially released, but you can find it on the internet. It's not a particularly good game or anything. It has a very edgy story. Tattoo Assassins, now that's a game. I think all the people in Thrill Kill are in hell, and they're like fighting to like get out of hell or something. No. Star Fox 2, that one's pretty funny. They like canceled Star Fox 2 when it was nearly finished. Or it was like just about finished. But I think that they thought, because it was also coinciding with the release of Star Fox 64. And I think they thought I don't know, they could just reuse the ideas of Star Fox 2 in 64. Or like they would interfere with each other. Something like that. Anyway, there was a version of Star Fox 2 that was leaked that you could just play. And then when they finally made the Super Nintendo... they made like a Super Nintendo plug-and-play console, like an official one, Nintendo did. And it had like a so-and-so 30 pre-installed games on it, or whatever. What do they call that thing? It had like a unique name. Anyway, one of the big selling points was that it included the Star Fox 2, which was being released for the first time. And what's really interesting is that it is just the Star Fox 2 that was leaked, but it's a slightly newer version of it. I think it got like they like extracted the ROM, and then like information on the ROM revealed that it was from like a few months after the Star Fox 2 that was leaked on the internet. Like a 2-month newer ROM or something like that. Kind of interesting. Yeah, there you go. What's really funny is the two characters from Star Fox 2 were supposed to cameo in Star Fox 64, but then because Star Fox 2 never released, they changed the characters. It was Faye and Miu in Star Fox 2. They added 2 girls to Team Star Fox. And Faye became Bill in Star Fox 64, and Miu became Kat. There's your fun lore. It's a Freeman. Oh no, it's Kino. It's legitimately one of the best games of its genre ever made. It has near infinite replay value, honestly. I don't know what they did to make every single line in the game insanely iconic, too. I think Freeman's considered a bottom tier. I play him. He's very stiff. You think he would be like Iori, but he's not. He's got a Rekka that's not great. And then some okay normals. That super's pretty good. Honestly, his normals aren't great. He just has like fewer options than other characters too. The best rail shooters ever made. What about Kid Icarus 3D? Yeah, he has a counter super that's ass, but his other super's alright. God, Star Fox 64 is a great game. My Emperor, I've failed you. Kaboom. I like how universally loved the train level is. It really is just a banger level. It's great from start to finish. I don't love the Landmaster, but God, that level was good. Nice. Good ass fucking block and punish. It's not just fun, it's like maybe the best level in the game. Added to SF6 4 characters. I would not mind at least 1, and maybe 2 new characters. I'm a big fan of Oro, so if he can make it, I'd be happy. Or Necro, perhaps. There's 4 characters right there. Always been a fan of Adon. Always been a fan of Rose. If they came back, I would be happy. I don't know what they could do to Remy to make me like I like Remy's like visuals, but in order to make me interested in actually bringing him back, they need to like overhaul his whole character. I would be chill if Gil came back. The P super. Makoto coming back would be kind of great. I need like a 3rd strike patch, honestly. Just chuck like Makoto, Ibuki Dudley, and like Necro in a patch and just ship them. Oh, throw Sean in there. I don't know who over. Nah, just bring back Ibuki. Ibuki can just be in every Street Fighter game from now on. It's okay. There are certain times where you have to take a character that no one likes and replace them with a cute girl, like Aki. But then there are other times when the character is already a cute girl, like Ibuki, and you don't need to replace them with a different cute girl. I'm a cute girl? Oh. Makoto was very popular in 3rd Strike. And she was also quite popular in SF4, so it is actually very surprising she's never come back. That being said, I want you to picture, I want you to picture Drive Rush on Makoto. Crouch medium punch Drive Rush. Sounds kind of busted. I think you could save Makoto with a very tiny dash. I don't know if Makoto players would be happy with it, though. I had to, like, picture what Makoto's towards hard kick even looked like. Didn't even combo. Yeah. He's a T-Hawk. Well, he's the Griffin in this game. Because we're playing the Japanese version. Which means that theoretically Kushnud's butt's name is Marco Rodriguez, like in modern times. How did they take the name Marco Rodriguez and be like, that's not good? And how did they settle on Kushnud butt? One of the mysteries of the ages. Probably one of the biggest name downgrades I've ever seen. Ugh. That explains it. A good amount of Darkstalkers characters had their names changed. Mostly for the worse. Albath, the Rikuo, they're both good. I don't know which one I like more. Albath kind of seems cooler, but it's a little harder to say. Talbane was still Talbane, right? The zombie, he got a name change. I can't remember which one's which. Raptor, I think, is the post name change. He's Zabel in Japan. Who else was there in Darkstalkers? No name change on Sasquatch, no name change on QB. Shinko? Was she Lele in Japan, or was Lele her sister? I don't remember. Yeah, Lele. Grant is really nasty in this game. I like watching this game a little bit, but I don't like watching Grant. Damn it, I stayed longer than I meant to. I should be asleep. Let's watch a little bit of Grant, but then I'll leave. Oh yeah, Buleta for Baby Bonnie Hood. I forgot about her. It's so funny to remember that Donovan wasn't in that game. What a weird decision. Donovan is such a cool character. They put so much effort into making him and all that. And then he's just in a single version of, like, he's just in Darkstalkers 2 and that's it. That move was surprisingly tricky to deal with. You think it would just be like Billy? Oh my god, why'd that recover so fast? Grant is privileged as fuck in this game, probably because he's the sub-boss. He has all these things that just work. The robot, Huitzel. Phobos or something? They got changed to Huitzel? That sounds right in my head. I don't think I've ever seen that combo. That was disgusting. You did it again. There's like a Vampire Savior and then a Vampire Savior 2. I don't quite know how that works. They took some characters out of Vampire Savior 1 to put other characters into 2. But I forget who the characters are. I don't remember if Donovan was one of them. I guess they didn't have enough room in the game to have all the characters in it. I think Pyron was one of them. Huitzel might have been too. Garou won't quit my video about it. That should be fine for me to learn. Very weird thing. I know people like one a lot more than two. I think Daigo's first game was Darkstalkers 2, wasn't it? There's like something like that. And he played like Bishamon. Funny to think of Daigo as a Bishamon player. I kind of love that super, but I kind of hate it. It's very iconic. It's well designed visually. I don't know if they've ever bothered to try and establish a character as a main character, but I suppose if it's anyone, it's probably Dimitri or Morgan. I love they gave Morgan a Scottish accent in Marvel 3. It's funny to think she's had that the whole time, and we just never knew, because she was never voiced. Let's have some fun. It is great. Too lewd. Why she gotta sit on you like that? Her projectile is cool. Otaru's. She's a cool character. I didn't play her when I played this game, but like retrospectively, I would have liked to go back and play her. These two are siblings. There's your lore. You're welcome. Shadowloo's not even in third strike. Chun-Li wasn't even in Street Fighter 3 New Generation or Second Impact. Oh yeah, Skullgirls. I was thinking there should be some super obvious example, but it wasn't coming to me. Skullgirls only has like 2 men in it total. Or like a man and a robot. Oh yes, SNK heroines. Nitro Plus. I have that game. I found the gameplay to be very interesting. And then I tried to find footage of it being played, and there's almost none. Which is a shame because it's got a really interesting engine. It feels very good to play. The one thing that's really hilarious about it, though, is how little carries between rounds. Like, you know, there are fighting games where your super meter carries between rounds and fighting games where it doesn't. But this is a game where, like, you start every round with, like, your assists. I think your assists are ready, and then your meter is just empty. And the assists are crazy in that game because they're also Roman cancels. A Roman cancel that's also like an Aegis Reflector or whatever. Or more like a, what do you call it, a Nadeshko. Them's fighting herds. It's hard to say who exactly the main character is, but the core cast is six women. 6 female creatures. I wish I played Them's Fighting Herds more. I liked it. I played Velvet. Damn, that killed. Another banger stage. I guess I just like trains. I don't even. I kind of do. We were talking about that to start this conversation. It's debatable whether there's a main character. Most Capcom games don't really try to establish a main character. Capcom fighting games. She's got a weasel? I think I knew that, but I haven't thought about it in forever. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, they're playing. I was gonna leave, but I guess I'll just close out the video since there's only 4 minutes left. Soul Calibur's main character, I think at some point... Oh, shoot. What's the transition we've had of Soul Calibur main characters? Who was the main character of Soul Edge? Eventually the main character seemed to become Siegfried, but I don't think he was originally. Sophia? Maybe. I think Sophia's kids, right? Are like the main characters of the final one. I like her little bubble sound effect when she does that up kick. Sound design goes a long way. That's a cute one. The sound design of this game is generally pretty good. The hits sound a little weak, but I don't think that's horrible. The block sound effect is just a little too soft. Feels like the characters are hitting each other gently. No way it's safe. I don't know if it's safe or not. Yes. Fighting types are working as intended. They will never, ever, ever get support. Instead of getting support, you need to start thinking about when they're just going to get a new good card. Which could happen at any given set. In fact, the longer it goes without happening, the more likely it's about to happen. That being said, Lopunny's kind of underrated. Lopunny matches up very decently against like other top tier decks. I think Lopunny's not very fun to play though. Fighting said some cards I liked a lot. Big fan of Garchomp. Big fan of Rampardos. Probably my two favorites. Let me look at my decks real quick. I've got to delete a bunch of my decks since we're about to have a new set. New patch in 1 day. I gotta make content for it. Oh, the video ended. Alright, I'm going to bed. It was nice hanging out.